Hey guys, so day
27.
yeah, and we're heading to Luarca. It's 10-12 miles, I don't know. Short day by the sea. Been walking with some great people. It's had a really cool stay last night. Good day yesterday. Gonna have a shorter, really good day today. So yeah, it's looking forward to it. The weather's perfect. We've got a couple more days of beautiful weather, so we're just going to take advantage of it and
Hope it stays cool.
Yeah, it is. It's humid, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So yeah.
Today we're gonna walk for our friends with cancer. We know quite a few people, unfortunately, who are battling the big C, and so we know people. We all have been touched by it in some way, shape, or form. So today we're just gonna kind of meditate on that as we walk, and pay respect to those we've lost along the way, and hopefully with all the efforts and research and a cure will be found soon if it hasn't been already.
Right.
So join us in that if you would, and
right.
We'll see you on the Camino.
Buen Camino.
So we walked out of Cataveo about a mile and we're on the Camino. We've already seen our German friends behind us. They'll catch up with us in a second. But my Aunt Tia gave me some words to use in German. So if they get all Germany, I can use those words. So all in fun, of course, all in good nature, and yeah. Beautiful. Just kind of a sweet little walk through town and getting back on the Camino. Steve and Deborah are back there somewhere. They'll pass us here shortly. But yeah, pretty. Here's our first church. I don't know if it's open.
Locked,
nope.
Like usual.
Locked. Okay, walking so far has been pretty flat. I almost hate putting that in the universe, because that just means we are going down a little, which means we have to go back up. There is one steep incline, which means there's probably 5. But so far, really, really easy. Well, not easy, but simple, uncomplicated walk. So there's clearly been a fire through here fairly recently. There's new growth already, which is, life finds a way. But we remember kind of being in Bilbao and seeing the news about some fires along the Camino route, and we're thinking this might actually be it. So interesting. Smells, after the rain, it smells really freshly burned. But just so damaging. But again, rebirth, right? Regrowth, new beginnings. That's what this week is all about. Just a ringing the bell, ring my bell. So yeah, this is kind of where the fire burned, and you can see how it must have been so beautiful before, and will be again, right? But it's a little gushy, little mucky gushy. See, gushy. Anyway, again, kind of a little up and down, but not intense like yesterday. Well, you showed up first time in a day, and I think you're running out of paint. Well, we're about 5 miles in, I think. 6 miles in, 5 miles in. We've got 5 or 6 more to go. It's all relative anymore. But we're crossing this great little bridge to go up that giant hill. Pretty. We just had a little bite to eat at a cafe. We ran into our Germans again, and Steve and Deborah caught up with us. We're going to be heading up this really, really steep mountain here in a minute, but yeah, so you can see it kind of ahead of there. But we're back in the forest, on dirt, tender mercies on our feet. I'm actually in front of Kevin this time because he went back to tell everybody the route to take. He is the master navigator on this trip. All right, Ultrea and Susea. Yeah. Here we go. I know, this camera does not do this grade justice. So that crazy fire swept through here too, and it's hard to really get an appreciation of this incline, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's a doozy.
It's 38%. Think about that when you go over the Altamont Pass or the Siskiyous or the...
It just means your feet are pointing straight up to the sky.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, we finished that crazy incline hike and then walked a little bit on that road over there by the fire. You can see where the fires came all the way to the freeway. And then there's the freeway. And we're crossing this little bridge. And you can see, I hope you can see the ocean in the background. We're going back to the water. Back to the water. Yikes. So this is the meadow we get to walk across, and there's these two little sweet kids that we keep kind of bumping into, making their way. I know, where are the top 10 etiquette tips on being a peregrino? Where is that? Do you know?
I got nothing.
Is it on the Buen Camino site?
I got nothing.
We might have missed that class.
Definitely missed it.
So out in the middle of the Camino, about 7.5 miles in, there are the ruins of an old church and cemetery. You can kind of see the foundation here, but it definitely has some Moroccan architecture to it. It's nice and shady and cool. After the cemetery, you just walk through the shaded area that has all these leaves on the floor, and it's so cushiony. It feels so good on your feet. Ken says it's like walking on a sponge. And you turn a corner. So we're probably at what, the 8-mile mark?
8 or 9.
9-mile mark.
Yeah.
And we both have agreed that we don't care if it's a short day or a long day. The last 2 miles for him, the last 5 miles for me are just a drudgery. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Be the kid in the back seat of the car. But I'll tell you what, walking here by the ocean, oh my gosh, the temperature is so nice. This is lovely.
Yeah. The cool sea breezes really help offset the sun that's out today.
Oh yeah, amazing.
Those are the rewards. Oh my. What a pretty walk into La Huarca. All downhill. Oh, pretty. So yeah, there's all these stairs going down. Oh, pretty.
Hi guys, so today was a good day. We walked about 11 miles. We had a bar restaurant at the halfway point. One big steep uphill climb right at the right after we were at the bar. But it wasn't that long, it wasn't that bad. Walked to the ocean.
Oh, it's incredible.
Great little town.
Incredible day.
Yeah. We met some new pilgrims today. Naturally, the two that you heard us talk about yesterday, Steve and Deborah, they walked into town. Yeah. And Angela and I went out and had lunch after we showered and bathed and
did our laundry, yep. Got that hung up in the sunshine.
Yeah, and then we saw Steve walking into the square. We had just got done eating and had two other pilgrims that we'd never met. Emily and Carl. And Carl, what a hoot. Oh my God. Both of them, really great kids. Yep. And then we're sitting there.
And then out of the second story building next door, a woman hangs out and they start yelling at her. And she's walked with them along the Camino, but she's staying in hotels as far as instead of Albergues.
Right.
So Annette comes down and joins the party. And so we end up meeting all these incredible people.
And then Deborah showed up.
And then Deborah shows up. And so there were 7 of us. And we were all just enjoying each other's company and listening to each other's stories and talking about our whys. Like, why are we walking the Camino? And it was so pleasant. It's the camaraderie and the community that you hear about from others because they stay in the hostels or the albergues. And we kind of knew that was going to be a trade-off by staying in pensions and such. But tonight we got to kind of experience that.
And we found our people and they found us. And
our people found us. Yeah.
It was great.
They always find you.
Yeah.
That your people will always find you.
Right.
And of course, we've already exchanged contact information, and we absolutely had a United Nations summit, right?
We did.
Like we had somebody from Holland, we had somebody from the UK, somebody from Canada, somebody from Sweden, another person from, well, I guess that is Holland, Amsterdam. And so, yeah, I mean, basically, you know, we could have solved all the world's problems if we had had maybe one more sangria.
We kind of did.
So it was just so enjoyable, and lunch turned into dinner, and dinner turned into dessert, and we just kind of all just parted ways. It's like 11 o'clock now here. Oh my God, it's the latest we've ever stayed up on the Camino.
Right, and we're all going different ways basically tomorrow. We know one knows what she's doing. No, two, Deborah and Annette know what they're doing. Steve is going further than us, a lot further.
Yeah.
And Carl and Emily,
They don't know.
they don't know what they're going to do.
And that's okay.
Yeah, but
That's the
we will run into them again.
That they just are doing, this very spontaneity thing.
Right.
So yeah, we're all going to get into Santiago about the same time.
Right.
Maybe within a day or two or three of each other, and we've all committed that we would be the support group, the cheerleaders for each other if we're there before the other.
Right.
And so that's really important, you guys. We'll share more about that later, but we hear all these people that have walked the Camino say, well, it's a little anticlimactic, even though it's really moving.
Right.
It's a little anticlimactic when you walk in because you've worked really hard for 5 weeks, and now you walk in and there's really nobody to kind of cheer you on.
Well, you've sort of finished a marathon. There's no tape. There's no finish line.
Right. There's no medals.
There's no people cheering.
Right.
And a lot of people really have. So there are people with the Camino committee that are there as to help people through it. It's really can be an issue for people. So we're going to support each other.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great.
It'll be fun.
So
it'll be fun. We'll have our own little,
yeah,
cheering squad at the end.
And a bottle of wine.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's really important. So anyway, it was a great night. Thank you for joining, and we're going to try to get some winks in before we walk.
Yeah, about
14 miles.
13. Yeah, it said 13.2, but this today was the first day.
It was accurate.
It was accurate. Just saying. So it's always been more. So, yeah, 14, 15.
Y'all have a great day. Ciao, ciao for now.
See you tomorrow. Bye.